Hello and welcome to the first sad episode of the season of You'll Never Talk Alone. Alex Level here with Andrew Ainsworth, here on the back of a 1-0 defeat to Napoli, and ourselves, I guess you could say. Both teams beat us today. And Andrew, let's just jump right into it. What happened? What happened?
Our midfield was totally overrun. The first, 15 Napoli had possession, but we did look like we were somewhat of a threat. Baby Keith went down with some injury, no one knows what. Henderson came in, and then we did nothing. I don't want to blame it all on Henderson in any way, shape, or form. But that midfield three with Henderson, Genie, and Milner just didn't show up today. The front three didn't look very lively. Defense was caught out a lot of times, especially on the wings. Napoli should have scored probably 3 goals, and we didn't have one single shot on target. It's disappointing, and I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, I think you saw a stat. It was the first time in 6 years that we haven't had a shot on target in a match. And considering that it was David Ospina in goal, that's pretty bad. Because you feel like had we gotten a shot on target, it probably would have gone in because he's not very good. And I mean, fair play to Napoli as well. Their game plan was excellent, especially in the second half when they made a few changes, and they absolutely destroyed us. But we didn't help ourselves either. We were so sloppy and we were so predictable. I think that's the worrying part, is that they knew exactly what we were going to do because we didn't do anything. We didn't try to do anything else. Or if we did, we couldn't tell that we did because no passing moves ever happened because we gave the ball away so quickly. And there's a lot of comparisons to kind of Barcelona after that first season. They had Neymar, Messi, and Suarez. After they won the Champions League, they rushed things forward too much and didn't let the play unfold. So there was no real space to do anything for those front three, and they became much less potent. So what needs to change, I guess? Or did you see any other trends in this match that might explain why we did so badly? Because it's not really the first bad match we've played in the season. It's just we looked really bad today.
I don't know if it's because everyone's looking forward to the weekend with Man City, but it's like no one really cared that much. I will say I think Mane, even without scoring, without doing a whole lot, it looked like he was out. If he didn't like what he was seeing, he was all over the pitch. He was getting pulled down. He was being physical. But I didn't really see anyone else putting forth the effort that we usually see, even in games where we've seen us, not play very well. We've not had as many goals as we would like. We always seem to have a lot of effort, and everyone has a lot of passion. And this just wasn't a game where I saw that. And this is the first time in a long, long time that I've seen our team without having that passion to go and score goals.
Yeah, and I completely agree. And you don't want to think that it's an instance of we bought into the hype, our own hype a little bit too much, but maybe that is the case. We might have had an eye on City, but the kind of mistakes that have been made the past 2 games, especially, they're mistakes made out of either being way too lax or being way too revved up. Because, I mean, you don't see players routinely mess up first touches very often. You don't see them hit errant passes so frequently. It's just kind of something seems a little off. I don't know if everybody's tired, which could definitely be the case considering we don't make that many substitutions. And I mean, we rotate a little bit, but our core has been playing a lot. And you'd like to have seen how this match would have unfolded had Naby been able to play a little bit longer. That might have helped with our midfield having passing options and being able to execute passes, and also just not letting them do exactly what they wanted to do. And there's something else that's been standing out these past two matches, and I want you to elaborate on it a little bit. Is that it's been a surprisingly poor run of matches for both fullbacks. More Trent than Andy, but Andy has been exposed a little bit, and that's a lot to do with who's the players in front of him as much as his own positioning. So, what do you think's going on out wide in the back?
I'd say Andy had a really tough game against Chelsea. Willian dominated him. I don't think that is wasn't as productive today. I think that can sit in your head a little bit when you've been the guy for a year now. You know, getting dominated, you're going to come out the next game and you're going to that could have an effect on them. Trent's young. I think we play a lot through our fullbacks. We move them forward, and they're getting attacked now. They aren't able to get in behind, which I think that a lot of that has to do with our midfielders not being able to pass. They're getting overrun. Rather than passing forward, they're having to pass laterally over to the fullbacks, and then they're just getting stuck on the wings, passing back and forth until the ball eventually gets stolen. Or you'll see Trent sling it in from that upper portion of the box, and unfortunately, his passing is great, but his final cross isn't exactly where it should be. He's still young, so I don't think that's not going to come in any way. But it looks like our fullbacks are really being attacked, and they need to be able to get in behind the front two lines and really attack at the defense. But they're not able to get through midfield because our midfield is being overrun also. That's my opinion. You're our resident tactician, so I'd like to hear from you.
Well, I agree with what you're saying. People are, and Ancelotti spoke about it a lot before the match about how he had watched us a lot, and you get the sense that Sarri did as well about the positions that our fullbacks are taking up and how to exploit the spaces they're leaving behind. And luckily for us, for the most part, Joe Gomez, especially this match, and Van Dijk and Allison have been saving our back line some blushes because, like you said, this match easily could have been 3-4-0. And that one where they hit the crossbar, and then they slowed it down, Allison did get a fingertip on it. So that was impressive, and Gomez dominated again. But it's a combination of people attacking and knowing that our fullbacks are pushing way up high, and they know that that's where our midfield is looking every time we attack, because our midfield aren't taking those, I guess, riskier passes to try to split the defenders or find the attackers making the runs between the defenders. And they didn't make those runs today for sure, or if they did, every time they got it, it was a terrible first touch. But we're making them a little bit less, but we're also not even bothering to try to find them. We're playing it safer and switching it out to those fullbacks, and they're stuck with crossing it in. So we're becoming predictable, and we're becoming easier to defend in that sense. And that's why we were hoping that Naby could come in and play today to offer a little bit of a mix-up so people aren't as ready for what we're going to do in attack. And we're hoping Fabinho can continue to gel with the team and offer something different. So yeah, it's really annoying. A big part of why this loss feels so bad is because we're not used to seeing our team be so bad. I guess it's a good problem to have, but it's not a good problem to have looking ahead to who we're playing this Sunday, and that's Manchester City. So we've had a lot of blue that we've been playing against these past few weeks. It was Chelsea 500 times, Napoli, and then Manchester City. So Andrew, what are you expecting out of this match? They had a tough match against Hoffenheim midweek, against, I guess, Hoffenheim B+ team with all the injuries they have. But they still grounded out. They still won. So what are you expecting?
We're playing at Anfield. I don't think that they'll just come out and thump us. Um, I'm hoping our players are going to be excited. They're going to show up. They're going to want to win. They're going to have that passion. I don't think we necessarily need as much passion as Jordan Henderson is offering all the time, getting angry in the middle of matches. But we do need to act like we've been there, and at the same time be excited about being there. Um, one more thing about the match earlier today, you could see Gomez and Van Dijk don't have any outlets because the wingers and the fullbacks are being targeted, and so they're having to either pass long out the back or trying to dribble out the back. Well, you saw Gomez made a great run right before their first chance. He dribbled out the back. He finally was able to get past two or three guys, got it over to the midfield. The midfield immediately gave up the ball, and they were on the break. And Van Dijk was the only person back because our midfield can't even hold the ball. And that's against Napoli. I don't want to see the same thing coming out of a game where we're playing the most expensive team in the world with some of the best players in the world. De Bruyne is going to be back.
Somehow.
Yeah, somehow. I mean, I don't want to say it, but, he could be GH. Possibly. I mean, just starting a rumor. Probably isn't, but we can start rumors here.
You said HGH, but you mimed some sort of witchcraft, and I tend to believe you're gesturing more than the HGH.
Exactly. So I'm not nearly as confident in this coming game this weekend as I would have been 5 hours ago before our game started. That is it. That's it, to say the least. But I think we'll be fine. I don't know if we'll win. I don't feel confident in winning. I feel fine with getting a tie.
Yeah, I would love. I'd take a point against this team. I mean, of course, I'd love a win because we're at home and we have a good team. But considering the form leading up to this, and we do tend to get up for these big games. We tend to to dig deep and be fired up for these games in a good way. We definitely need to kind of get our game plan in order. There was a lot of times today where we didn't know if we were pressing or sitting back, and it just left some gaps. And one thing that has been a little worrying in these past few matches against Napoli today and against Sarri's high pressure team is that when we're pressured out of the back, we haven't been coping it with it as well as we've shown that we can. And that is a hallmark of Pep's teams, is pressing high up the pitch. So we'll definitely need our midfield to step up and be that outlet so we can bypass those people pressing high, because if not, we're going to be stuck hoofing it up like we did today, or playing these low percentage balls, or being forced into mistakes like we have been. So there's a lot to work on in coming up to this match, and I'm very sad that we probably won't see Naby Keita play in that, because I think this could have been a match that he could have really announced himself to the league and to Liverpool fans especially about how good he is at shutting people down and breaking past the people pressuring him and just creating chances. So I'm expecting not too many changes from today. Although we did think today was our strongest 11, and they certainly did not show it. So I'm. Are you expecting a lot of rotation? Not really rotation, but there's some people looking pretty tired. There's some people on the bench that are either in form or have shown well in cameos. Do you expect any of them to come in?
That's a tough question. I mean, you want to play your best 11, but our best 11 looks so tired.
Yeah.
They need some rest, and today would have been a great day to rest them. We needed to show something different today, but instead we gave them our starting 11, and they were able to use their tactics that they had been working on Today, we could have rested them. We could have played Cube. We could have played Keith, Fabinho. We could have shown a different look, and maybe the game would have gone the same way. We could have lost, but either way, we would have lost. I would like to start our best 11 against Man City. I just don't know if we can. I don't think we have the ability to start that 11 and win. If we start 11 guys on the field as we had today, assuming Keith is out, we're going to lose that game. We've got to mix it up, and I don't know what that means, and that's why I'm not a manager being paid millions of dollars a year.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough call, and there's some people out there that are looking so kind of off the pace or even just exhausted that it's hard to know whether they got that one more game in them, because we're going into an international break soon, and it's that debate of, can they play their way out of this rough patch? Can they go that extra bit before a big long rest in some of the cases where they might not be called up or have retired from international duty? And can they better their performance from today? So I was actually okay with us starting our strongest 11 in the Champions League, just because it was a big match. They're a good team, and we theoretically should have been able to beat them with this strong 11, but it just turned out that we had so many poor performances that we looked like we should have rotated. And we have another tough call against a very good team. And I don't know if that means bringing in Shaqiri, changing shape a little bit to accommodate for some tired legs in the midfield, or just the typical passing patterns of our midfield and the skill sets. So, because that was kind of the reason that Klopp said it specifically before the match, that Keita was coming in because of his skill set. And I don't know if we have another midfielder, especially with Ox injured, that will play in a similar manner. So we might have to adjust what we're trying to do. So yeah, I don't know. It's a tough call. I'm excited and nervous because I still think we're a very, very good team. We're just kind of wearing out a little bit. So we'll see what happens. And Andrew, let's get a score prediction. How do you think this is going to turn out?
My score prediction for today. Well, my score prediction for the weekend actually would be 2-1 Man City.
I can see.
I'm not confident.
I can see that it pains you to predict that. And I hate to be kind of a little down. I don't know if Zach's been gone so long that his pessimism has transferred over to us in his stead. But I'm also going to predict that we don't win. But I'm predicting a draw. I'm predicting 2-2. I'm predicting that since they play very open, very attacking, very expansively, we can get at them even when we're not playing well. And Klopp has shown that he has the right ideas when it comes to playing against Pep. And I think we got a good shot to score. It's just, can we keep them out? Can we have more solidity, I guess, in the back? Not that we're playing badly, but our center backs and our keeper have saved us quite a bit. And we need more than just those three saving us. So yeah, 2-2. Let us know what you think this game's going to turn out like. Let us know who you think we should bring in. Let us know if you think Keita's back is stronger than Fekir's knee, just because we got to brace for those jokes. Let's just get ready. And yeah, let us know your thoughts at YNTA Podcast on Twitter. We'd love to hear from you. Smash that like button. If you could be so kind, just drop us a review. We greatly appreciate it. And Andrew, thanks for joining us so quickly. I know that we both just got off work and wish it was in happier circumstances that we had this discussion, but thanks for being here.
Oh. I'm on mute because my dog is
Your dog is just mad about how we played.
Yeah, my dog is barking. a lot. This
Why
whole
don't
time.
why don't you and your dog sign us off, as is tradition?
This is for all of our Norwegian followers. Apparently that means goodbye.
I'll believe it. Thanks for tuning in.